So the first time I got to my hands on a Boss pedal was, I think, really early in '83. A guy called Jamie Stewart joined the band when we put the band together in England, and he came. He used to be a guitar player, so he came with his guitar effects, handed them over, and said, "I won't be needing these anymore." So one of them was a Boss Super Overdrive, which I pretty much have used pretty much until today. I might even still have it somewhere. And that was the first time I'd seen a Boss pedal. And then basically very quickly thereafter, I started getting into Boss delays, which I still use at the moment. The DM2, the analog one, and I think it was a DD2. I'm not very good with the technical terms, and it was like a million years ago, but it was basically the silver one and the red one. And I used to use those and that. And then I used a flanger, a gold of a flanger, I think, at some point. Never used chorus because I always use my Roland JC120. Actually, a funny story about that, jumping topics. The first gig I ever did with the Cult was in a club in Oslo called Rats. And we kind of debuted the band out of the UK because we wanted to kind of cut our chops. We did our first Led Zeppelin copy, which was play outside the UK first, get your chops up and come back. So we did a gig in Oslo, and they rented me a thing called a JC180, which was, I believe, a 410-inch, because somewhere somebody has a photograph of it, and it was just a rented amp. I've never seen one since, but apparently, so that was the first amp I ever used. So. All right.
What is it, do you think, that causes professionals like yourself to use Boss pedals?
I don't know why other guys use them. I use Boss pedals primarily because they're reliable and they're consistent and they're readily available. And as far as I can tell, certainly in a live environment, they still, to me, sound the best. I haven't heard much that sounds better. And I think that, probably reliability, because I'm pretty heavy-footed. I kind of beat my stuff to death, and anything that can stay 12 rounds with me, I'll keep hold of.
Do you have a favorite Boss pedal?
It'd have to be the delays. To me, the two delays that I would refer to, the analog, the DM2, and then the DD3 or whatever. Those would be my two must-have pedals. I like the Super Overdrive. I think it's a really good overdrive pedal. I'm not really into distortion pedals. That's what actually I used to have, because when I was growing up, I was kind of into like the punk rock bands, and basically I thought that there was like a distortion plus pedal that was the go-to pedal, and that was what I thought was the industry standard until I got hold of a Super Overdrive by Boss, and then I was just like, that was it, done. I ditched the other pedal, and I've never looked back. So I still have those, and I play around with different overdrives. That's my kind of little guitar fetish, is to keep playing around with the ultimate overdrive pedal. And to be fair, in 30 years, the Boss Super Overdrive is still, in my top 4, which is a pretty good testament. And that's so historically that has to get a bit of an affectionate nod.